everybody and welcome to a really miserable day. It's raining and it's grey, so I want some comfort food. I am going to make cinnamon rolls. I'm going to attempt to make cinnamon rolls today. Here's what you need. We've got some eggs, we've got some caster sugar, butter, icing sugar, vanilla extract, almond extract. We've got some strong white flour, some light muscovado sugar, ground cinnamon, milk, yeast, and a thing for some water. Let's begin. Step 1. In a large bowl, combine the flour, yeast, and a teaspoon of salt. So, I've got 460 grams of flour, 1 sachet of yeast, and then 1 teaspoon of salt. Okie dokie. Bowl. Alright, I've got a big bowl, I've got my scales. Let's do 460 grams. 400. That'll do. In that goes. Right, it says to use 1 sachet of fast action dried yeast. I would have thought that 1 sachet was just this section here, but you can't separate these two. I'm going to go by instinct and just use 1/2, I reckon. That looks like a lot of yeast to me anyway. Now, 1 teaspoon of salt. Alright, I'm actually going to just grind this salt up because it's quite chunky. Right, so I'm going to combine this together real quick. Doesn't take long, does it? It's only dry stuff. There you go. Right, step 2. Step 2, in a small microwavable bowl, combine the sugar, butter, water and milk and then heat in the microwave until the mixture has warmed and the butter has almost melted. Now, this is where I start distrusting this recipe because it says approximately 11 to 2 minutes. So I'm assuming it means 1 to 2 minutes, but if there's a typo this early on, I'm not sure this is going to go well. How much of the stuff do I need? 65 grams of the sugar, 50 grams of the butter, 120 ml of water, and 60 ml of milk. I'm going to do milk first. I reckon that'll do. That's not much milk, is it? 120 ml of water. 120 ml of water. I know it looks cloudy, but it just had milk in it. My water's clean, I promise. Right, 65 grams of the caster sugar, bellissimo. And then 50 grams of the butter. Now, if I'm lucky, this, oh, it does. This comes in 50s. It says on the thing majig on the packaging, so all I have to do is cut along one of the 50 lines. I've been doing these baking videos now for a couple of years, I think, and I still hate touching butter when it's at room temperature. It's just so slippery and gross. Okay, 50 grams. I'm just gonna like make it a bit chunkier, this butter, rather than just one big lump, because I feel like otherwise the butter will just, like, I don't know, something weird will happen to it and it's just floating in liquid then. In the microwave for apparently 11 to 2 minutes. I'm gonna assume it means 1 to 2 and put it in for 1 minute 30. In the meantime, I'm going to preheat the oven to 200 degrees centigrade. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's kind of melted. It hasn't quite fully melted, but it did say in the thing until the butter has almost melted, which I think is spot on. Step 3, gradually add the milk mixture into the flour and mix with the egg until a soft and sticky dough forms. So the egg goes in at what point? Do you think I do all that first and then put an egg in? Or I just kind of put the egg in at some point? It's all going in there, isn't it? Can't matter that much, surely. Right, gradually adding and mixing, as I do. And then surprise egg, halfway through. Eggs in. Okay, I got bored of gradually and just poured it in. Well, it certainly doughs up quite quickly. Alright, I would say that's a soft, sticky dough. Knead the dough by hand on a floured surface or 5 minutes in the mixer with a dough hook until the dough becomes elastic. Right, let's do it by hand. I need a bit of flour on the surface. It's so warm, weird. So, bakers out there, tell me what my kneading technique is like, because I'm not really sure how to knead. I think you just do this, right? You just kind of smush it down, I believe. Fold and smush. But I'm basing that purely on Great British Bake Off. With people out there now who like run bakeries or are really into baking and they'll be going, no, don't knead it like that, you're gonna ruin your cinnamon buns. Whatever. So if it takes 5 minutes in a machine, how long does it take by hand? Because I'm a bit bored already, if I'm honest. Well, still kneading. How elasticy should dough be? It does feel like it's starting to sort of elasticate up a bit. It's certainly getting stickier. But I don't know if that's because I'm just warming up with my greasy little mitts. God, I'm so hot though. I reckon this is going well, this kneading. Alright, I reckon this might be needed. Next step. Cover the dough with cling film and leave to rest for 5 minutes. Okay. Alright, See you all in 5 minutes. My dough has been sitting here for nearly 5 minutes. The next step is actually to roll it out. But before I do that, I'm going to make my filling and then it's ready to go. So, to prepare the filling, combine all the ingredients in a small mixing bowl except the butter. Spread the butter over the top of the rolled dough, which will happen in a minute. Then top the filling, distributing it evenly. The filling consists of 120 grams of muscovado sugar, 70 grams of butter, which isn't going in there, it goes on there, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, and half a teaspoon of almond extract. 120 grams of the muscovado sugar. That'll do. Then a tablespoon of ground cinnamon. Do you know what? I never did the cinnamon challenge, and pouring cinnamon onto a tablespoon makes me kind of remember those videos way back when of everyone doing them. I'm glad I didn't do it because you can die. You know that. The thing with cinnamon is that it's a powder that doesn't absorb moisture very well. So when you put it in your mouth, your saliva doesn't like soak it up. It stays as a powder, you breathe it in, it goes in your lungs, you die. So there you go, don't do it. Okay, teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then half a teaspoon of almond extract. I love almonds. It's actually a good job I love almonds because I've just poured a whole ton of it on my hands. So I'll be smelling of almonds for the rest of my life. Okay, so that is my filling minus the butter. Now I'm gonna roll this out. It says to roll out to 16 by 9, which is weird. And then I put the 70 grams of butter on top and then I pour that on top. Okay. Rolling pin. Look how adorable this rolling pin is. It says, hello there. Flour on the surface. Flour my pin a bit. That's the thing, right? You're supposed to flour this guy and then rub it in a very weird manner. I hate it when they give you dimensions for rolling things because I don't know what 16 by 9 looks like. So I'm just gonna roll to a rectangle. Oh, I don't know if you can see that, but it is elastic. Look at it. I roll it, and it stretches back. That's fun. It's quite tricky to roll it though, because whenever I roll it, it goes nope, and I swash it out, and it goes no, I want to be here. Do you know what? I'm going to say that's a 16 by 9 though. I reckon. Next up, 70 grams of butter gets spread on top. That is a lot of butter. Sometimes when I bake things, like I know it's delicious, but I do think I don't want to put that much butter in me. Maybe I should have rolled my dough thinner so then it would have more surface area to cover. I don't know, it just feels like I've got like a mountain of butter on here. Do you know what? I don't think it's the end of the world if I don't use that bit of butter there. So I'm gonna just discard it because it just feels like it's too much. So now my butter's spread, I am back to distributing my topping on top. Evenly distributed. I'm just gonna pick it up and sort of sprinkle it on. Now it gets fun. Tightly roll the dough horizontally to form a long roll. Cut into 12 even portions and place into a lightly greased 9 by 13 baking tray. Okay, so tightly roll this. Should have made it thinner, guys. Now I know I have to roll it. I should have made it thinner. Too late now. That was very satisfying. Okay, now I need to make it into 12 portions. What do I do? Do you think I slice or just cut down? Let's just try cutting down. Okay, that works. Cutting down is the way to do it. Kind of short, sharp motion. They look really good. I just think they're too thick. I should have rolled it out thinner, but it didn't say that in the blooming instructions. So anyway, got my baking tray here. Now I'm going to lightly grease it with all of this butter that I got left over. Now things are a little bit interesting. Turn off your oven. It's been preheating for a while now, but turn off your oven. It doesn't say to put these on there. I'm assuming you do have to. Cover your baking tray with tin foil and place inside the oven to prove for 25 minutes. Okay, oven off. I'm going to put these on. Do I put them on just flat, like this? Or do I go up like that? I feel like I've seen them and they sort of look more like this. Okay. Foil's on, in the oven. See you in 25 minutes. 25 minutes have passed, so it's time for me to get this out. Oh, it smells really good already. Do I remove the foil at this point? Let's remind ourselves. Remove the tin foil and bake for an extra 15 to 80 minutes on 190 once it's preheated. Okay, so back up to 190. Remove the foil. How do they look? Whoa! They have got big! At first, I wasn't even going to, oh, it's still really hot. I wasn't even going to kind of put them in rows. I wish I made 3 rows now, because they have grown. I am still convinced, though, that I should have rolled them a bit thinner, because they are pretty hefty. That one in particular is just squashed. The oven is back up to temperature, 190. They're going back in for another 15 to 18 minutes. See you then. Well, these are certainly cooked. I'm going to say they're borderline overcooked, but that's all right. I like them crunchy, and it's time now to make the topping, like the drizzle. So for that we need to combine all the ingredients in a small mixing bowl and beat until smooth, drizzle over the top and serve. The ingredients for it are, quite simply, 172 grams, that's a really weird number, 172 grams of icing sugar, 55 grams of butter melted, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 2 tablespoons of milk. 2 tablespoons of milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Oh, I forgot that icing sugar just explodes. I'm making a real mess. You can see that I've kind of got a bit bored of these now because I know that I've burned them a little bit. My heart's not in them anymore. Now that's kind of gone like a paste. I'm going to add my butter. Oh god, I got icing sugar like in my eyeballs. Right, let's drizzle. Is there a way I'm supposed to do this, or am I happy just kind of drizzling like this? I reckon that might do, you know? There's a bit left in there. Here we go. They don't look quite how I intended, but the proof is in the pudding, so let's try one. Okay, I'm going to try the middle bit here, because that bit's always the best, isn't it? Let's face it. Really good. I did make them too thick, I'll be honest. They're a bit chewier than I would have liked, but hey, they're not bad at all. I do think if you make them at home, roll your dough out a little bit more, a little bit thinner than that, but otherwise they taste brilliant. Right. So that's it from me. Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. They're really good. If you recreate these, let me know on Instagram or Twitter. Use the hashtag BakingWithJim. Enjoy them because they are really tasty, and I will see you very, very soon. Goodbye.